What's going on, people? It's your boy Soulfist here with I haven't reacted to something in a long time, but my homie, man, my friend, mentor, Dustin Reacts, he told me I should really check this out. And not only should I check it out, I'll just do a video on it, react to it. So here it is. I skimmed through it a little bit. I didn't like watch the thing. I probably skipped like a minute of it. There's no footage. It's just a picture, but the video is called One Piece Sucks. So if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, I don't care what you're here for. My Dragon Ball Super videos, my fucking fighting game gameplay, my current Black Clover reaction. I don't care what you're here for. You know I love One Piece. But let's see what this dude has to say. It's your boy. It's your boy Sophus. Hydra.
One Piece is by far one of the worst anime slash manga I've ever encountered. It's truly a series you'd have to be a complete and utter moron to actually enjoy. It's nothing but a long, never-ending, drawn-out, boring, repetitive, childish piece of shit that only idiots with bad taste can actually stomach. I'm talking about years upon years of this garbage. Chapter upon chapter of this garbage. Episode upon episode of this garbage. Review upon...
I'm gonna stop right there. If you've seen any of my videos, any of my criticisms, or any of my reviews, like whether I critique feminist culture or review manga or anything, or if I do like what they call them, snapback videos, whatever you want to call them, at people who I think have dumb opinions. You know, one of my major criticisms is people they typically don't explain their opinion well. So what he's doing here, he's just saying One Piece is garbage, it's bad, it's repetitive, but in going in no way, give at least 2 or 3 examples to help solidify your point. You're not doing anything. Actually, this would be considered ad hominem. It's when you don't have an argument, so you just attack the thing you don't like. I'm not saying you're not allowed to not like something, but if you're gonna say something's bad, at least prepare an argument, because saying it's bad, it's boring, it's repetitive isn't an argument. An argument requires examples to help solidify your point. But anyway, continue.
On review on YouTube from these trash-ass anime YouTubers who only review mainstream anime slash manga, acting like One Piece is actually a quality series. I'm talking years upon years of this bullshit. It's absolutely astounding how stupid people can be. It makes no sense.
That's partly not true, because One Piece didn't really get popping over here in the West, where there's a lot of reviewers. Until a couple of years ago after Naruto and Bleach ended. For the longest time, I remember a lot of people saying One Piece was terrible. It wasn't until recently that One Piece got popular over here. So it's not like this has been happening for a long time. That's actually really not correct. But anyway.
They choose to hype up garbage like One Piece instead of hyping up good series. It makes no sense. Now it's up to me, youngdefiant, aka the king of anime and manga, to keep it real about One Piece and keep it real.
He said we don't hype up good series, but he didn't in this one.
And prove that I
Give an
am
example.
the best when it comes to this shit, and that no one will be on my level. But bottom line, One Piece is trash and only idiots enjoy it. I'm going to be spitting pure 100% facts in this video, as I always do,
ad hominem attack.
Sucks and why you're a moron if you actually enjoy it. So let's get started. Why do I hate One Piece? Let's start with the story. The story in One Piece is by far one of the worst stories ever written. Now, I'm not even just talking about anime and manga. I'm talking about just of all time, like any form of medium. One of the worst stories ever fucking written.
That's a good one.
It follows a boring-ass, mentally handicapped Goku ripoff named Luffy, and let's keep it real. One Piece as a whole is nothing but a bad Dragon Ball ripoff. It's so goddamn obvious. But yeah, it follows a Goku ripoff named Luffy who wants to become Pirate King and find the One Piece river.
I don't want to keep pausing this, but like this dude is doing a terrible job of explaining his points. I would be willing to sit here and listen to it more if he would give like, examples. But just throwing like the word boring and bad and ripoff without giving a single example behind it doesn't help your argument. It really doesn't.
Corny ass shit that only idiots would find interesting. You know, and this is the problem with shonen. This shonen like this are always corny, and that's why I'm saying you cannot tell me that you're an adult and liking shonen.
It's amazing. Lucas make this video.
If you're an adult and you still like shonen, there's clearly something wrong with you. Now, there's some shonen that are decent at best, but nobody that's an adult should really still be fucking with shonen like that. They just shouldn't be doing it. Period. But pirates have always been lame.
Himself. Halfway.
Nobody cares about pirates. Luffy is by far one of the worst characters of all time. He has no depth. He gets absolutely no character development. and it's literally so.
Nobody cares about pirates, but you're complaining that too many people like One Piece. What are you saying, my dude? And then he goes on to say nobody should like shonen. For what reason? Is it because shonen is designed for initially children? Well, that's true, but so is a lot of things. A lot of American media is designed for children and it's still fantastic. I still watch Power Rangers. It's designed for children. Who gives a crap? It doesn't mean adults can enjoy. One of my favorite movies that came out in recent years is Wreck-It Ralph. Designed for children. Still a good movie. Like, this is a terrible argument. You don't have to like it. Fair enough. But to say because you don't like it and you feel like since you don't like it, no one else should like it? Bad. Bad. Trash opinion. It's mad trash. And then you're not doing much to articulate how you feel. You're just insulting the series, which makes your entire video, oh, not entire video, I'm only like 2 minutes in, but it makes it seem trash, but let's go.
Stupid it hurts. I mean, the only explanation as to why someone would create a character this stupid has...
Like I said, I really said I wasn't gonna... Okay, no character development? The whole hour-long saga was for development for Nami. All the Water 7 was for development for Robin and Usopp. Even on top of that, Luffy himself is such a good character that he develops other characters. He developed Vivi, he developed Shirahoshi, he developed Rebecca. It's not a good opinion because it's factually incorrect.
To be so the audience can relate to him. It's like the creator knew how stupid most anime and manga fans are, so he was like, I'll create a complete idiot to get all the other idiots to check out my series, and it seems to have worked because I see mad niggas with Luffy pics running around, and most of the time when they type, their grammar is so fucked up. You know, you get these motherfuckers in a conversation. Hey, what's good? You know, they just start like stuttering and having a fucking breakdown and shit. So it seems like this worked. Because I'm like, the motherfuckers that
I get you ain't never speak to me then.
I'm telling you, you talk to them, and it's like they just start overheating at the simplest of questions. Like, hey man, how old are you? You see, it's crazy shit. But imagine running around with a goddamn Luffy pic. Like, oh my gosh, you people are so goddamn stupid. And then if we're speaking about the other characters, they're also trash with no development or depth. All the Straw Hats suck. And they act the same as they did since the beginning of the series. And all the side characters are complete trash as well. One Piece introduces all...
I'm gonna stop right there. The Straw Hats have developed. Like I said, Nami and Robin have. Usopp have. Even to this point, if you read the manga, Sanji has. Their personality has remained majority the same throughout the series, but that's because the first half of the series took place in a year. You don't change much in a year. You're kind of how you are. A lot of these characters are set in their ways because of what happened to them in their childhoods or in their adult life. You know how they are. That's kind of the point of the series. They're not supposed to change dramatically. But anyway.
All these filler-ass characters that just don't matter. You know, there's only like a few characters in One Piece that are actually pivotal to the story. And none of them, they just introduced all these trash-ass characters. And it's like nobody cares about them. It's ridiculous. It's like... One Piece, literally. How do you have a series go this long? What is it, 900 chapters now or something?
Nobody. He uses the word nobody a lot when he refers to himself.
What the hell character development is. And I laugh so hard when the One Piece stars claim that a character has gotten character development. Nobody in One Piece has gotten character development. That shows how stupid the average shonen fan is, because it's like, you motherfuckers wouldn't know character development if you tripped over it. Like, who the hell in One Piece has gotten character development? Nobody.
This is a very incorrect statement. A lot of characters have changed. I don't know what his definition of development is. I'm not necessarily sure, but it's a very incorrect statement. Now, like I said, the personalities and the way they behave don't dramatically change because this whole series takes place in a very short amount of time. People don't change that much in such a short amount of time, especially when they don't already have problems. It's like the difference between the series like My Hero Academia, where all the main characters have some type of personality disorder in some sense of way, that they're broken in some way and they're trying to overcome that. Nobody in One Piece is like that. They're adults. They already kind of went through their traumatic childhoods and they are the way they are. It'll be like me complaining to anybody watching the video over the age of like 20 and saying, look man, I met you a year ago and even to this year, you're pretty much the same person. They should be. That's how how a good adult behaves. You know what I mean? You shouldn't change too dramatically too soon. It takes a couple of years for a person to change more than what they really are, but regardless.
You can't look to one character in the Straw Hat Pirates and look at them and say, man, he's really changed from when he first started.
From the Straw Hats,
No,
Nami,
it got
Sanji,
worse.
Robin, Usopp,
Yeah, Luffy continues
they
to
all
make
developed in their
stupid-ass
past and their
mistakes.
childhoods.
He
That's the
continues
point of
to
their
act like
flashbacks,
an
to
idiot
show how they became
24/7.
how they are
And
now.
you would think after, all the stuff he's been through, he said, I need to get it together. I need to stop playing around so much. But no, he still acts like a blithering, blabbering idiot. How is this enjoyable? Unbelievable. And then, let's go back to the story because I was getting on a tangent with these characters. But if we're going back to the story, it's supposedly supposed to be about finding the One Piece, right? And becoming Pirate King. Yet barely anything that happens in the story has anything to do with that. The plot progression is so non-goddamn existent, it's ridiculous. This is how damn near every arc in One Piece plays out. Sail to an island, meet some boring new characters, get some corny, overdramatic backstory about the new characters, learn the island is being terrorized by a villain, Luffy decides he wants to help out his new friends and beat up the bad guy, and due to his plot armor he wins, rinse and repeat. That's it. Sail to an island and do the same shit for 900 chapters, and each island that they're sailing to, are they trying to figure out leads to find the One Piece? Are they trying to figure out how to do the, basically progress the story and find the One Piece and gather together clues and stuff? Hell no. They're just doing all types of shit that has nothing to do with the main story. All of this shit feels like filler. All of it feels like filler. Like, what has anything that they've done throughout the whole series had anything to do with finding the One Piece? Now,
See, the problem with this statement is that, like, if the series was just as simple as go here, find One Piece, end it, nobody would read it. You have to do stuff in between to keep it interesting. Not on top of that, you said they're going from island to island. If they were to go from island to island, and every island they found like a clue, like, oh, One Piece is here, do this, go here, that would be kind of ridiculously unrealistic. I mean, like, if that was the case, somebody would have been found the treasure. If so many pirates are looking for it and nobody has found it, why do you think that is? Maybe because it's incredibly hard to get to. But I don't know, I guess people don't think about stuff like that.
Now, I'll give you maybe, okay, he's the first couple of, and they were horrible, by the way, the first couple, 100 chapters where he's kind of like just assembling his crew, because that's how the story starts off. It's so trash. Like, he goes from island to island assembling his crew, and then again, in typical One Piece repetitive fashion, we get the dramatic backstory for the character, then the character joins the crew, sail to another island, get the over-dramatic backstory, character joins the crew. I could understand that because he's putting together a crew, but after the crew is assembled, why are they still not doing what they're supposed to be doing? Why are they still sailing to different islands doing things that have nothing to do with the story? It's ridiculous, man, and it just shows that this is pure milking at its finest. This is pure milking at its finest.
Well, the answer to that is because typically when they land on these islands, they're not landing on these islands to meet somebody, find a sad backstory, and beat someone up. It kind of just happens to them. It's literally all happenstance. Most of the islands they go to, I'm pretty sure their only intention is to grab some food and supplies and dip. But then Luffy runs into something or somebody runs into something and they stick around. That's typically stuff that goes. Or they just uncover something. Like with the whole Robin and CP9 situation, they literally just wanted their ship fixed. And they was going to keep going to do what you said, and you'll go find One Piece, but they got wrapped into something. If you expect to go your whole life and never get wrapped into something you had no intention doing in the first place, you don't have a lot of life experience.
Because the creator knows he can continue to milk this trash, and the idiots will still watch it and read it.
No, pure milking at its finest is the Batman comics.
The story is full of cheesy-ass comedy that only an immature moron would find funny, full of snot-infested crying. It's just way too childish. This is the most childish shonen out there.
Boy, if you don't get...
Nobody dies in this series. Like, what? Out of the whole 900 chapters, the only two important characters that have died have been Ace and Whitebeard. Nobody else has died. Oh, but come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, like, come on. Hey, look at all the characters that died in the flashbacks, man. and that's how pathetic One Piece stars are. These motherfuckers think people dying in flashbacks. That
Yeah,
were
there's a
never
lot of
even
characters that die.
alive in the series. Except for a flashback, count as characters dying. If a character died in a flashback, who gives a goddamn? I'm talking about characters that are alive right now in the series. Nobody dies in One Piece. It's pathetic. Nobody dies. It's just, but like I said, the fights, let's go into the fights. The fights are horrible and have no real strategy at all. Bar none, One Piece has the worst.
Oda's been actually killing a lot of people lately,
No,
more than he's used to killing.
you can't-
And that's another thing. This is an argument I get sick of hearing. Not even for One Piece, in general. I've heard this in Naruto. Nobody's dying. I mean, that's cool, but if the author doesn't want to kill the characters, they don't have to. Characters dying doesn't necessarily make something good. I mean, case in point, look at Attack on Titan, or the anime version of Akame ga Kill. Just because you're killing people doesn't mean it's good. Sometimes that makes it trash. But that's besides the point. And characters not dying has nothing to do with the quality of the series. It really doesn't. And like you said, the characters do die in the flashbacks because Oda doesn't want to kill his characters in real time. And that's just the way he doesn't want to do things. I mean, I'm not even a big fan of that, but at the same time, that doesn't make something bad. It just means this is how the author wants to tell the stories. If I were to write a story and I had a group of main characters, none of them would die. Why would I want to kill my characters off? You know what I mean? Unless I felt I needed to write a situation where one of them has to, I wouldn't kill none of my main characters off. Why would I do that? Who wants to see the main characters die? But that's the point.
And pretty much pick another show that has worse fights than One Piece. One Piece fights, they have no strategy. Luffy just charges in like an idiot, doesn't think about anything, has no strategy, just charges in and he wins due to his plot armor. They're just not fun to watch. They're just not worth watching. No fights in One Piece are good. And he always wins his fights due to plot armor and ass pulls. Always. And that's what I'm saying. What I've never understood is One Piece stars think they're a cut above the rest. Well, they'll do something like
I think One Piece has some of the dopest fights in shown.
And speeches about friendship. But isn't that what the fuck One Piece is about? This motherfucker Luffy every 5 seconds, like he's on crack, screams "For my Nakama! For my Nakama!"
No. No. And I love Fairy Tail. And I heavily criticize Fairy Tail because I love it. I think Fairy Tail has a very interesting world, full of interesting lore. I think the magic is crazy cool to look at. I love the whole thing about the Dragon Slayers, and I love Fairy Tail. I think the characters are hilariously written. I love their gags. They're funny. But it is terrible when it gets to the point where basically characters in Fairy Tail have lost the fight, gained the power to win the fight, and then win the fight in one attack. They could spend the entire fight getting their ass whooped and win in one attack, and just out of nowhere, and do nothing different. They do like when one of the biggest instances of this was Urza versus Azuma. She lost. She lost, but then she was like, "Oh wait, I have friends," and then she beat him. But like, what changed? Nothing changed. Dude, no, Fairy Tail has problems with the way it ends his fight. That's very inaccurate.
Ridiculous. Like, get out of here with that hypocritical bullshit. I mean, these motherfuckers were crying over a fucking ship and talking about you were my Nakama when the ship was down. Who the fuck cries over a ship? So I don't want to hear that shit. Luffy has won all types of fights that he should not have won.
Right, okay, see, nobody has a problem with people having friends in Fairy Tail. That's literally not the argument. The problem with Fairy Tail is that they win the fight because they have friends. That's not one instance of that happening in One Piece. If they have no business winning the fight, they won't win the fight. You know what I mean? They'll just come back and try again, but they won't just win because no reason. Luffy's main motivation may be for his friends, but he's not winning because he has friends. That's the very clear distinction between those two.
He barely ever loses. And when he does lose, it's like he still doesn't lose because he never learns from his mistakes. He just still keeps doing the same shit. It's trash. It's completely trash. And then let's talk about the power system. The power system.
He never loses. Dude, he lost the Smoker every time. He lost the Crocodile twice.
Which makes absolutely
He
no
lost
sense.
the Moria.
Never explained. Then later in the series, they introduced some bootleg ass Kaioken shit. This dumb shit called hockey that made things even more stupid. Easily one of the worst power systems out there. I mean, the motherfucker like gets aura now, and then he hardens his skin. It's so stupid.
Kaioken.
It really is. The main character
How do you compare
power is he's
Kaioken
made out of rubber, which
hockey?
is beyond retarded. Like,
They don't
that
even
shit is just worse
function
out
the
there.
same.
And the stuff he does with this power is even more ridiculous. How is somebody that's made out of rubber even? It's like it contradicts itself, right? Because how is rubber is supposed to be soft and like stretchable, so it makes sense that he stretches. But how is this motherfucker like blitzing people with punches and shit when he's made out of rubber? It would be like getting hit with a goddamn, with like a.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
That's, once again, not true. Rubber is a malleable substance. It could go from soft and stretchable to very hard and sturdy. Tires are made of rubber, like that. You're just wrong on that. Whatever you're about to say next, you're wrong because you fundamentally don't understand what rubber is. Rubber is a plant that's very, very malleable. It has not one set shape. It's like saying water is only liquid. That's not true. Water can take very various forms, steam, ice, etc. So,
Very poor choice of words.
soft material over and over again. He wouldn't be doing no real damage. But yeah, he's knocking people out in the series when he's made out of rubber? That doesn't make sense. The series is trash. And it always will be. I can't believe this, man.
Dude, Luffy is made out of solid rubber. This is asking how is he letting people do. If I took like a 10-pound rubber ball, let's say, like, you know what I mean, like just something relatively light, a 10-pound rubber ball, and threw it at you as hard as I can, I'll probably knock you out. I'm not as strong as Luffy. I can't push down skyscrapers or punch holes in tsunamis, so like, come on.
I can't believe this is the type of series that people actually enjoy. And it just shows how just beyond dumb people are. I can't believe that this is the so-called best shonen. These motherfuckers be running around. Yeah, One Piece is the best. It's so awesome, man. It's so great. It's like, where? And then if you bring out One Piece, these tars talk about, oh, you're just talking about the anime, man. The manga is so much better. No, the fuck it's not. The manga is pure trash, just like the anime is. I'm so tired of you dumbass anime watchers or manga readers or whatever the fuck running around like when you talk about one part of the series like the anime, they'll say, well, the manga is better and that's so much better. It's a better experience. No, it's not. It's still trash. The One Piece manga is trash. I've watched the anime and I've read the manga. It's still trash. And I've put a lot of work in with this series as far as like I've read hundreds upon hundreds of chapters, watched hundreds upon hundreds of episodes.
What I don't understand is if you don't like One Piece, which you're totally in your rights to do,
you would say, cause
why do you supposedly read and watch it so much?
Well,
that doesn't make any sense.
If you didn't like the series, why did
so
you watch so many
episodes?
Why did you read so many chapters? It's like, because if I only read like 10 chapters of the shit and decided to drop it, which I wanted to, if I only watched 10 episodes of the anime and wanted to drop it, which I wanted to, you'd be the same idiots in the comment section. How can you talk about the series when you haven't even watched that much of it? It's so long and you only watched 10 episodes? So I watched and read more than enough so you dumb motherfuckers couldn't use that goddamn
But, okay, what he's talking about right now is irrelevant because it doesn't matter. If you don't want to read something, don't read it. I dropped Attack on Titan after 3 episodes. Who cares what people say? Why do you care so much what people think? That's my question.
I watched all of that shit. I read all of that shit. I dropped One Piece during the Dressrosa arc. Because after that, I was like, I've had enough. I've given too much time to this trash. Nothing has changed. The series is garbage and it will remain garbage. And last but not least, let's talk about the art style for One Piece. One Piece has, bar none, some of the worst art in manga history.
How did you get all the way to Dressrosa if you don't?
These characters, it's like he's having a seizure while he's drawing them, and then they come out so fucking ugly looking. And it's so childish the way these characters are drawn. You know, the girls have these really fucking tiny waists with these big breasts, and they look so fucking unnatural. And then you'll have these characters that just look so goofy, and it's just, goddamn, how do people deal with this shit? One Piece has the ugliest art out there. It's a bad story. It's a repetitive story where they do the same shit. Bad fights, bad characters that get no development. The story, it still hasn't gone anywhere after all these goddamn years.
That's not...
he just keeps adding more time to it.
I'm not saying you have to like One Piece's art style. If you don't, that's fine. If you say you just don't like the way it looks, that itself is a fair complaint. I can't, you know what I mean? But like, what you just said isn't true. Not every female in One Piece looks like that. A good chunk of them do, but not every female in One Piece looks like that. So, and then also, you said it was unnatural. That's not an unnatural body type. I've seen women in real life on Instagram, Twitter, and real life that look like Robin or Hancock or Nami. They exist. To say that's unnatural is just not correct.
You think it's gonna end? Oh, here's another 10 years. Ridiculous. In the goddamn series, it's horrible, and only idiots enjoy it. I just cannot take you seriously if you like One Piece. I really can't. Like, you're just beneath. You're just beneath me. You really are. Like, there's no way in hell you could,
You haven't.
Anyway, you can never run around claiming you have.
I couldn't take this video seriously because he has yet to. These are very bad. It's not even the fact that it's bad that he has this opinion. It's bad that this is the way he's explaining his opinion. It's I mean, how else can I explain this? It's like you're not giving your point its due justice. You're just. I'm not sure. Probably not to be mean, but you probably can't think critically enough to very, very much explain your point. But you hardly gave examples. Your whole thing was just this entire video was just insults. You know what I mean? It's very easy to go find 1 or 2 examples of something that you're like, upset with. And even with that, the things he gave these very brief examples for, he was wrong. It's not a good video. Oh, that was over. There was nothing left. Alright. Well, if you want to know how to not make a serious discussion video, this was totally it. It was completely devoid of, like, evidence or facts in general. It was just an opinion, a very, very bad one. It just seemed like controversial for the sake of being controversial. I guess you would say controversial, since One Piece is popular now, but it hasn't always been popular. But, like, it's just, you're just saying it just to say it. Like, I guess people are supposed to get upset at this. If anything, this is me critiquing your critique. You have to do better than that. You have to really give examples and solid reasons. Just saying, this sucks, this is corny, this is boring. That's not, like, you wouldn't, if you was in school, you wouldn't get a good grade on a literary paper with commentary like that. If you was to put your thoughts to paper and that was the way you did it, you would get a very, very bad grade. Because it's just bad. It's I don't know. It's your boy, Sophist. Hell, Hydra. Just one more note I want to add. I thought at the end of the video, but I understand One Piece has a formula, and I understand some people might enjoy the formula. You're totally within your rights. That's fine. It's totally okay. Who gives a shit? But I just want to break this. Like, everything has a formula. Any series you enjoy, movie series, TV series, book series, it has a formula. You're just not aware of what it is. Everything, even cartoon series that don't have a plot, has a formula. I mean, like Scooby-Doo. Every single episode of Scooby-Doo is structured exactly the same. So, like, to say that something having a formula makes it bad, it's just a bad argument. If you were to go throughout each aspect of the formula and say why it was, but you didn't do that. You kind of just said this is bad because I think it's bad, and like I couldn't take this video seriously. Hell, Hydra.
Swordfish!